Yes, yes. It's Kingdom of Boxing. Shouts out to everybody locked in. So, today I'm going to talk about my top 10 heavyweights. In order. I'm going to start at number 10 and work my way to number 1. Because right now, the heavyweight division is popping, and the UK's got heavyweight division on smash, really and truly. We've got every single belt. We've got the 1 and 2 and 3. We've got most of the man in the division. But that's what we're getting to right now. I don't want to ruin the surprise. And we have got everybody. So let's kick it off with number 10. With number 10, I've got Alexander Usyk. I think he's supposed to be a big name coming into the heavyweight division and touted to do a lot of good things in the division. However, so far he's not done nothing. He's had one fight with a nobody. So he's lucky he's in number 10. There's lots of guys. Everybody else has done more than Alexander Usyk. He's had one fight at the division. But because of what he did at cruiserweight division, you know, I'll put him at number 10, you know. Alright. At number 9, I've got Big Baby Miller. Gerald Miller. And Gerald Miller's a good fighter. He's got a few decent wins. I'm sure he's still undefeated. He's a strong guy. He's a big guy. He lets his hands go. He can take a shot. He's got fast hands. He's got a good boxing pedigree. So he's at number 9. At number 8, I've got Joseph Parker. I think Joseph Parker's also got a good resume. He took 2 back-to-back losses, one against AJ, and then straight after against Dylan White. However, he was world champion. He has been a world champion. He was world champion. And he's also a good fighter. I'm sure he's got a few good wins. He's got a win over Andy Ruiz, even though that's controversial. He has got a win over Andy Ruiz. And there's another guy. I can't remember who it was. I'm sure he beat somebody else. But Joseph Parker, the real deal, former world champion. He took 2 back-to-back losses, but overall, a good fighter. At number 7, we've got Derek Chisora, aka Del Boy. And Del Boy is like the gatekeeper to the top 5-6, in my opinion. To make, like, it's the difference between the top 10 and the top 5, do you know what I mean? The quality is a lot different. And when you get to top 3, the quality is even more better. You know what I'm saying? So, Derek Chisora is like, he has 9 losses on his record, but you've got to look at it like this. Like, who did he lose against? And who's he beat? Who's he fought? That's what you've got to look at. And Derek Chisora's like fought Vladimir Klitschko, Vitaly Klitschko, David Haye, Tyson Fury twice. I'm sure he fought David Haye twice as well. He also fought, who's the other guy he fought? He's also knocked out Carlos Takam. He got a close loss to Dylan White in the second fight when he got knocked out. But Derek Chisora is a tough opponent and a gatekeeper, in my opinion, to break you through to the top 4-5. At number 6, I've got Alexander Povetkin. And the Povetkin's another good one. I can't put Derek Chisora above Alexander Povetkin just because Alexander Povetkin has beat Derek Chisora. Mainly, you can't, like, Povetkin deserves to be number 6 and Derek Chisora number 7 simply because Alexander Povetkin's beat Derek Chisora. Never mind the fact that Derek Chisora has 9 losses on his resume. Povetkin has 2 losses, yes. He's been beat by Klitschko and AJ. But he also has a lot of good wins on his resume. He's a solid all-round boxer, a solid all-round contender, and don't be surprised if he can beat any of these top 5 guys on his night. At number 5, I've got the body snatcher, Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte deserves to be number 5, I believe. Dillian Whyte's a solid fighter. He's fought he's come up the hard way. In my opinion, he's come up the hard way. He's beat a lot of top 10 fighters. He's beat people like Joseph Parker, Derek Chisora. Did he fight? No. He never fought Charles Martin, but he would have beat him as well. Even though I haven't got Charles Martin in my top 10. Charles Martin probably would have been like top. I could easily take Alexander Usyk out and put Charles Martin there. Or King Kong, Luis Ortiz. I could put any of them two at top 10 because they've done more than Alexander Usyk, but I've given Alexander Usyk a bye simply because he's been in cruiserweight division where he was actually undisputed, so let's give him a chance. Anyway, Dillian Whyte is a number 5, and at number 4 I've got Andy Ruiz. You know, I've got to put Andy Ruiz above Dillian Whyte because Andy Ruiz has beat Anthony Joshua, while Dillian Whyte has took an L to Anthony Joshua. So, for that alone, Andy Ruiz belongs above Dillian Whyte. I know Andy Ruiz lost this rematch, but he still got a W over AJ in the pros. So Andy Ruiz is number 4. At number 3, we've got the bronze bomber Deontay Wilder, living up to his name. Living up to his whole career. Bronze in the Olympics, and bronze in pros. His whole name's the Bronze Bomber. He belongs at number 3, like his name says. And that's a good, nice little spot for him. That's where he belongs. We know Deontay Wilder had 40-something knockouts. He just took his first L. Prior to that, he was undefeated. But even if you look back at the first Tyson Fury fight, that draw on his resume should be an L. And apart from Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder hasn't really fought any top 10 competition. None of the guys on my list Deontay Wilder has fought in my top 10. He's fought my what's his name, Ortiz, which could have been top 10, but he's not in my opinion. I put Usyk in before him. Let's move on to number 2. At number 2, I've got Anthony Joshua. Solid resume, solid fighter all way around. He's took one defeat in his career, but avenged it in the very next fight. And he's a 2-time world champion, and he's unified the belts like 3 times. And he's only in like his 23rd fight or something mad like that. But the problem is Anthony Joshua does have an L on his record, so he cannot be above my number 1 simply because my number 1 is undefeated. And not only that, but if we look at it, Anthony Joshua's resume is solid, yes. He's fought the most top 10 level opposition than anybody in the division. However, his biggest win is Klitschko. That's his main scalp on his resume. Vladimir Klitschko. Tyson Fury already beat Klitschko before him. So, that's why I've got Tyson Fury at number 1. Tyson Fury, aka the Gypsy King, number 1 heavyweight in the world right now. Like I was saying, Tyson Fury beat Klitschko before Anthony Joshua, which makes his win better than Anthony Joshua's win. Not only that, but Tyson Fury's second biggest scalp on his resume is Deontay Wilder. And Anthony Joshua does not have a scalp that big on his resume for his second head. He's got a big head, Klitschko, just like Fury. However, Fury also has Wilder, which AJ does not. AJ's second biggest scalp is either Andy Ruiz or Dylan White. It's up to you which one you want to make. Which one you want to give it to him. I'll probably say Andy Ruiz because I've got him at number 4. However, Dylan White, like, I don't know. If Dylan White and Andy Ruiz fought, who's gonna win? It's a mad one, but as we stand, not only has Tyson Fury got a bigger second scalp on his resume than Anthony Joshua, but Tyson Fury is also undefeated. So Tyson Fury is number 1. It's like undisputed. And not only that, like Tyson Fury really and truly could be classed as undisputed. He never lost them titles that Anthony Joshua has. Tyson Fury used to own them when he beat Klitschko. He never lost them in the ring. As we say, he's undefeated. And he lost them to politics outside the ring. So Tyson Fury could be classed as undisputed, lineal, Ring Magazine, WBC, undisputed world champion. However, he doesn't have them belts, and Anthony Joshua can only do what he can do. It's not his fault Fury lost them belts. However, Fury is number 1. It's like without a shadow of a doubt. It's mad because I'm saying Anthony Joshua's second biggest scalp is someone like Andy Ruiz or Dylan White, because Tyson Fury's second biggest scalp is Deontay Wilder. As we're saying, the biggest scalp they have on their resume, both of them, is Klitschko. The second one for Tyson Fury is Deontay Wilder. For AJ, it's either Dylan White or Andy Ruiz, which I think is a little bit of a drop. It's not as good. It's not as good of a win as the Deontay Wilder win. However, this is mad because Alexander Usyk's a weird one. I've got him at number 10. You could easily not even keep him in the top 10. However, if Anthony Joshua was to get a win over somebody like Alexander Usyk, that would probably be his second biggest scalp on his resume. Over Dylan White, over Andy Ruiz, over Joseph Parker, over Povetkin, you know? Because that Alexander Usyk one's a weird one. It's a weird fight. It's like because he did so well at cruiserweight, we just automatically expect him to do that, be that good in the heavyweight division, which he probably will be, but we don't know yet, do we? So Alexander Usyk's a crazy one. Let me run through my list how I've got it. At number 1, or let me work from number 10. At number 10, I got Alexander Usyk, the Russian. At number 9, I've got the American Big Baby Miller, Gerald Miller. At number 8, I've got the New Zealand guy. Is he from New Zealand? Joseph Parker, who's from New Zealand. At number 7, we've got another UK fighter, Derek Chisora. At number 6, we've got another Russian guy, Alexander Povetkin. At number 5, we've got another UK/Jamaican fighter, Dylan White. At number 4, we've got an American/Mexican fighter, Andy Ruiz. At number 3, we've got an American, Deontay Wilder. At number 2, we've got a British, Anthony Joshua. At number 1, we've got Tyson Fury, another English heavyweight champion. So that's about it from me, Kingdom of Boxing. I think I'm going to leave it here. Shouts out to everybody locked in. Shouts out to everybody who made it to the end of the video. And stay safe, yo. You know what it's like, man. This lockdown thing, it's messy out here. Can't really do nothing, but we're going to get through this, hopefully. Everything comes back real soon. Boxing is going to resume as always. And until then, we can still drop content. I can still drop content. Like, I should be able to drop more content if anything, because I'm indoors so much. You know, it's just sometimes like you lose the mojo to drop content on the regular, but when you get it back, you fall in love with it again, and everything just flows through, and that's when you start dropping them gold.